When the most powerful tool in your arsenal isn't your camera or glass, you need a light that shapes your image the way you vision it. You need a light that bends the rules in your favor. Enter the Dragon, the SIRUI Dragon.
Shining a light on a product or a person is boring. Humans have been doing that for 100 years. Yellow, bluish, white, colored with white, it doesn't matter. It's been done. But wrapping light around the subject, that felt like new. That felt like a fun bend on the waveforms of old. The B25R Dragon is a bendable LED light with a bunch of individual panels on hinges that can form concave or convex curves. This backbone of your creative lighting setup has a full RGB color or 2700 Kelvin to 8500 Kelvin white light output, can be powered by wall power or Sony NPF batteries, important for weighing down the ends, and can even slot into each other to form a giant light worm. The possibilities of this are endless, from more softly wrapping a key or fill light around a human face to fully enveloping a product in color, complete 360-degree lighting, or a half-and-half bisexual lighting extravaganza. The shapes you can bend the light into are quite limited. Due to the blocky design, mobility is restricted. You can tell this is a first-generation piece of kit. Regardless, the impact wraparound lighting has on a subject is quite difficult to replicate with traditional lighting and bounces. Plus, the long rectangle of light from the Dragon creates a unique highlight glint on subjects compared to traditional lighting. This is a baby dragon, however. Its fire gets decently bright enough, but the limited numbers of individual LEDs combined with thin diffusion on the surface produces a pretty cheap-looking effect should the light itself ever be visible in camera. That barely diffused LED strip look does not instill professional confidence. It's possible to mitigate this some with diffusion filters on your lens and just making sure that it's not visible, but compared to non-bendable LED solutions such as Aputure's Pixel Tube line, it just doesn't begin to compare. The spinal luma source holds its shape fairly well on its own, but fuse two together and try to form a half circle like in the SIRUI sample images, and it wants to start stretching out to avoid scoliosis. Given the infinitely flexible nature of traditional LED strips, I'd love to see a second-generation Dragon Light on some sort of malleable material that I can truly shape however I want, not limited to the blocky spine blocks and their ability to bend together. Despite the limitations, these lights allow me to transform my workflow. The play between light and subject, front, side, and back, or fog or mist, they allow me to create images I'd otherwise be unable to create. Lighting is so powerful. Do keep something important in mind. Lights are a tool like any other. They may be the most important tool, but they are still just a tool. Not every project would merit using something like this. It would get boring fast. But regardless, I'm stoked to have a couple baby dragons in my studio whenever my approach to lighting needs to be a little more flexible. Be kind, rewind.